What if I told you that right now scientists are working on bringing back the woolly mammoth? It sounds like something straight out of Jurassic Park, but it's real. And the first step just happened. A biotech company has successfully created woolly mice, small rodents genetically modified with mammoth DNA to have thick fur and cold resistance. For thousands of years, mammoths ruled the Arctic, shaping the ecosystem. Then they disappeared. But what if they didn't have to stay extinct? What if we could bring them back? Hello, and welcome to Tenor. Today, we're seeing what exactly Colossal Biosciences is trying to do with these woolly mice. But how exactly are they doing this? And is this even a good idea? Let's break it down. How do you bring back an extinct animal? Before we get to the woolly mice, let's talk about how scientists are actually trying to bring back the mammoth. The key to this whole project is something called CRISPR gene editing. CRISPR works like a pair of molecular scissors, allowing scientists to cut out specific pieces of DNA and replace them with new ones. So, instead of cloning a mammoth, scientists are editing the DNA of the Asian elephant, which is the mammoth's closest living relative. They're identifying genes in the mammoth's DNA that made it suited for the Ice Age, like those responsible for thick fur, smaller ears, and high fat storage, and inserting them into elephant cells. The goal is to create an elephant-mammoth hybrid that can survive in the Arctic tundra. Now, what are woolly mice, and why do they matter? But before testing this on elephants, they needed proof that these genetic changes actually work. Enter the woolly mice. Scientists took mice and used CRISPR to insert a specific gene called UCP1, which plays a huge role in heat production and fat storage. This is one of the genes that helped mammoths survive in freezing temperatures. And guess what? It worked. The genetically modified mice grew thicker fur and were able to tolerate cold much better than regular mice. This was a major breakthrough because it showed that these ancient mammoth genes can still function when placed into a living organism. This means that the same technique could be applied to elephant embryos, getting us one step closer to a real-life mammoth hybrid. Why would we even bring back the woolly mammoth? Believe it or not, scientists aren't just doing this for fun. There's actually a big environmental reason behind it. The Arctic is warming faster than any other place on Earth, and one of its biggest problems is melting permafrost. Permafrost is this frozen layer of soil that stores massive amounts of carbon. When it melts, that carbon gets released into the atmosphere, making climate change even worse. Back when the mammoths were around, they played a key role in maintaining this frozen ecosystem. They knocked down trees, compacted the snow, and helped keep the ground cold. Without them, the landscape changed and the permafrost started melting. Colossal Biosciences believes that by reintroducing mammoth-like elephants to the Arctic, they can help slow down this process and restore balance to the ecosystem. It's a wild idea, but it's backed by science. The ethical debate. Should we even do this? Not everyone is on board with this plan. There are a lot of ethical questions surrounding de-extinction. For example, should we even bring back a species that nature has already removed? Will these mammoth hybrids be able to survive out in the wild, or will they just be a science experiment? Some scientists argue that we should be focusing on saving endangered species rather than resurrecting extinct ones. After all, we already have animals today that are on the brink of disappearing. Shouldn't we prioritize them? Despite these concerns, Colossal is moving full speed ahead, with the goal of having their first mammoth-elephant hybrids born in 2028. So what do you think? Is bringing back the woolly mammoth a genius way to fight climate change, or are we messing with things that we don't fully understand? Should we be playing God with genetics, or is this just the future of conservation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because this is definitely one of the craziest science projects happening right now. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the latest mind-blowing science news. Also, make sure to check out some of my other videos like the $1.5 billion Bybit heist and the SpaceX Starship explosion. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.